What up? You're listening to Secret House. You already know. Me and Meg. We got Jeno in the house.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you look at the screen right now, we got our friends on the screen right now. Shouts out to the Sonic Cloth. Shouts out to Rap Plug Music Pod. Blah blah blah. Shouts out to Noname Book. Blah. Yeah, you know the deal.
Those are people. They support us. We support them. We love them. Peace.
We love them. They love us, or they don't. I don't know. And yeah, today we're gonna be talking about the new album from 1Alkebulan, called A Bowl For Lilith. And 1Alkebulan is a singer, producer, beat maker, MC from Brooklyn. From DC, currently based in Brooklyn, New York.
Shout out.
They say in their bio, I make hip hop and jazz. And this album was recommended to us by our friend Shamar, whose album we just reviewed a couple weeks ago. Check that out. Salute to Shamar for putting us onto this.
Super dope, yeah.
So one thing we like to do when we're reviewing a new artist that we've never reviewed before is we like to see, where do we know this artist from? Have we ever listened to this artist before? So, Jeno, why don't you kick us off? How do you know 1Alkebulan?
I know her because you guys told me to listen. And I'm happy I did, and it sounds like somebody I wish I've known a lot longer.
Yeah, this is my first time. I had not heard of them. They use they-them program?
They-them,
okay.
I believe so.
I'll try my best. No disrespect, I'm an idiot. But yeah, I just heard of them for the first time when it came through on the Discord.
What?
Pleasant surprise.
That makes three of us.
Yeah.
So
but
before
the name is perhaps a callback to the kind of what is the term I'm looking for? The ancient or the prehistoric,
yes.
or not even prehistoric. The term for the continent of Africa.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think we put the right spice on the pronunciation for that. We three black folks from three parts of the world.
So
actually, I can't even say that no more. We both Inglewood folks. So
Yeah.
Shout out to
Right around the
LSD,
corner.
Yeah.
So the homie Shamar recommended I read the copy that came with this record. It reveals a lot about the process behind the creation of the record and kind of what inspired it. So if you'll indulge me for a minute, I'm gonna read this copy in its entirety. It's pretty long. A Bowl For Lilith is an unconditional love joint that allows one's youth to die, feel all roads, and feel circumstances from varying perspectives before allowing access to the first sense, oneness. This was my process for a decade, and it was hard for us all to watch, to say the least. I allowed myself to be coaxed down Alice's rabbit hole one more time to tie a realistic bow on an error. I never care to look too put together when I know the world isn't. Funny enough, this EP process was the most sober and the most emotionally harrowing, as it took to form in 6 months. The Alis, as a family, this is 1Alkebulan's family, spend a lot of time on the Beltway or running around on the district listening to CDs and radio. We frequent NPR, WPFW, 92Q, WKYS, WHUR, all the way up to Faith 104.1. Compere likes Gil, Nana likes Stevie, Patrick likes Johnny Holiday, Bertukan likes Tawahedo Mesmo, Mom likes Ray, Dad likes Prince, Dylan likes Pharrell, Zaki likes Tyler, I like Doom, Michaela loves all of us.
Hey.
Please, for the people in the back, the only baby I refer to on this tape is Michaela Zoe Ali, my star, my little Whitney, the V, no MTV. Feel me? Since age 4, I've been playing her the underground classics and deep cut jazz bobs from the back of my father's car. It goes on for a bit longer. I'll leave it at that, but we'll leave a link in the description to the Bandcamp. This is definitely an artist we want to support, and it's a really, really good read. So with that in mind, let's get into this record.
Yeah.
I think I speak for all three of us. Incredible. Early album of the year candidate for me, straight out of the gate.
Yeah. 20 minutes in a force.
20 minutes and just probably the densest and most sensory and beautifully explorative 20 minutes I've had all year. And I had sex once.
Lucky.
Absolutely phenomenal record. Something that is
probably
so
the most influential 20 minutes of my year so far. I'm gonna take this back on, use it and process it when I get back to doing some writing, when I go home and think about some things.
Absolutely. I can see so, I made sure to include that little passage about who everyone in the family likes, because you do hear so many of these different influences and so many of these sound palettes coming through on this record at any given moment. I don't even know if 1Alkebulan listens to these artists, but you know, I hear Hiatus Coyote on here. I hear Liv. I hear Flying Lotus. I hear Gil Scott Heron. I hear
Erica
Badu. I hear Fela Kuti. I hear Georgianne Muldrow. Like there's I hear punk rock. Like this album kind of reminds me of the Otoboke Beaver from a couple of years ago, in the sense that it's also
beautiful though,
20 minutes
it's not
long
in a
and
copycat way. It's in a
it completely creates something new from all of these different places that it's drawing from.
It's Afrofuturist in a lot of ways.
Afrofuturism, more Mother, the inclusion of all these radio stations is kind of the sensation you're getting. You're in like a parallel future, an unapologetically black parallel future where you're flicking through the radio and you're hearing all of these amazing sounds while you're driving through the desert. It's a phenomenal record.
Yeah, this joint is like a vibrant garden. You know what I mean? It's like a bouquet with a Molotov in it. It explodes with so much color out of nowhere, and it's like meant to be thrown. This is an experience. This is black as fuck and so beautiful. And even like the black of it is like an iridescent blackness that shifts and changes depending on the angle. It subverts your expectations. Even the brown in the mud at the garden is like fluorescent. Motherfuckers never seen fluorescent brown before, you know what I mean? I don't think we've ever harvested this before, man. The vibe comes through like a ultraviolet sunburn on some shit. It's just like
you're right.
It's like what happened to those fools that went to the NFT party with the wrong black lights. Like this shit hurts your eyes in the darkness, in the blackness of it. This is so radical and left of typical. It is unique. It's like you said it's these sounds are so all over the place, but not unrecognizable. They're not foreign.
They're in the right place though.
This is that often, I get into my black radical tradition bag on this, and I slide into it with a bit of idealism. I mythologize, I romanticize a lot of these things, but this is really tremendous and wonderful because to me it captures something nostalgic but something new to me, and that's why it feels the similar experience of flipping through the radio and hearing these things and all these sounds come together. It encapsulates so much of a distinct, unique, and almost uncanny experience. It's like she grabs us as a small child and walks us through this jungle gym. I'm not really sure this is like music. None of these songs are structured like mass
music
culture.
With a K.
They're structured like skeletons to remind. Like I don't know. This goes beyond. It is very Afrofuturist in my estimation, just because it takes a past and recreates a new nowness for you that I don't know this, bro. Like I know this, but this is just so wildly.
It's familiar, but it's something you haven't heard.
I hate to get all flowery and pretentious with the shit, but I do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just find this album absolutely incredible. Yeah. The way there's so many things happening on this album that I just don't. I don't know how I haven't heard it before or heard it in this way. Like, it's not like she's breaking new ground. It's just like a part that you never noticed or something,
Right,
the way that she
like
engages with us lyrically, like this is hip hop, like to me this is like hip hop through and through. This to me is more hip hop than what a lot of people consider to be hip hop, right? She engages with us lyrically with more than just her voice. She uses samples and sounds and media samples and odd musical refrains and comedic voices telling jokes. There's academics on here, like spiritual leaders ushering you towards just like this really sublime experience. She'll like sing and scat and mix them together in this tapestry and rap. On Little Birdie, which is perhaps my favorite track, at the end it's towards her like harmonizing with a vocal media sample. This is I Am Black and Break and Smash the Shadow in 1,000 Lights. And it's like she's all over that. Like this is so hip hop. This is so incredible to me. I owe Shamar at least something forever because this one is I don't we're real proud and lucky to have Noname as supporters of us. We've never
Yes.
met her. She engaged with our little ass channel, reached out and said she appreciated us. And when we started our Patreon, she was one of the first people on there to support us. I would never. We got her album early for the review, but I would never try to use her kindness as like a way to,
leverage trying to boost the channel,
or boost the channel or anything like that. In fact, I don't do a good job boosting the channel myself, just with our own shit. But I am if you're watching, Noname, acknowledge. Otherwise, if I don't hear from you in about 2 weeks, I'm going to send this album to you because I think that this is one that you would enjoy. And I also think this type of art is very similar to what you're doing in a different light, in a different approach, in a different way. And the type of solidarity that the feeling and just what I'm getting from this album, I feel like you might be able to, y'all would be.
It would be a good
wild together. Wild together.
I think Noname just wrapped up a tour, so if she's just sleeping for the next couple weeks, shouts out.
Yeah.
But the only album that I kind of find myself coming back to as like a main point of reference is Au Natural by The Satisfaction. Came out about a decade ago. Staz the Boss was one half of that group who appeared on the Nappy Nina, which also has like a similar kind of Afrofuturist, divine feminine motherhood kind of vibe to it as well.
Hair and they all in Brooklyn, right? They all
I guess so, yeah. But I don't even really know how to talk about this record in like material terms, just because it's so, there's so much going on sonically. It goes from being like deeply intimate and personal 1 minute to being like grandiose and kind of wild religious fervor kind of vibe on like JT Matthews.
Right.
You have all of that, and then you have this kind of almost bossa nova jazziness on Little Birdie. Like, there's just so much sonically going on. The album is pay what you want, $3.99 on Bandcamp. I want to say toss them some money, toss 1Alkebulan some money.
We're definitely buying this one.
But like at the same time, it's like, do yourself the favor of listening to this one,
bro. On the first track, I was like, wow, this is incredible. But then when Jungle Boy comes on, it starts with like this kind of almost like gospel
vocal build up,
gospel-esque, like call and response beginning that also sounds like there's this kind of heavenly proclamation going on that morphs into some jazz scatting into like a 1940s black belt jazz vocal sample.
Yep.
It's like, but he fought like the devil with his temper, and then this really kind of Afro-futurist like sample drum loop break comes in, and we get the vocals, and I don't understand what's going on, but it's like glossolalia. It's like getting the spirit and not having the words to express it.
Tongues,
and then you get Mike Epps in the like coming through with comedy special lines about like Ethiopian people's appearance and shit, and I think perhaps they're Ethiopian.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. Like
now
this,
I get it.
And one of the like, this is produced by them in entirety, right?
I believe so. Yes.
A one-person show, and I love that. I'm a huge fan of that one-person DIY. Everything here is a piece of me for you to experience and to let you get closer to what goes on up here. You could take a brain scan and see when a person is feeling pain or love or whatever, but in order to get close to a person, you have to speak and talk to them, and they have to give you something. And for this, I was just like, I don't know you, but I'm in love.
Mesmerizing Tewahedo Mesmo,
a Bowl For Lilith show though.
I want to be.
That's a whole new element.
Word. Well, I want to be clear. Like, when I say I'm in love, I don't mean it in like the corny male gaze boner type of way. Okay, I mean it more in the way that you look at somebody or something that's beautiful. Like, it's just something inherently special about them that attracts you towards them, that makes you feel a very endearing type of way towards them. And I was just like, I look at the album cover and I'm like, is that them? And I don't think it is on the album cover that I have on my little joint. but it's like it was a person in a it looked like a homemade
spandex leather type thing.
No, this one here.
Yeah.
So this one, it looks like I don't know if that's her. That's not her, right?
I have no idea.
I mean, that's not them, right?
My
Excuse
cover
me.
is okay.
Different, yours is different. But yeah, this looks like a DIY outfit, and it's just like something about this is the most. It's like the Shook world.
Yes.
It's like the most.
Is absolutely like the Shook world.
It's like the most hip hop thing that I've heard I mean, we listen to hip hop. Everything is all hip hop that says it's hip hop or whatever. But this one makes me feel like, man, this is the radical potential of hip hop when you decide to prioritize creativity more than tropes or following rules. Like, this shatters so many type of expectations or things that might be rules to somebody, and just makes you walk away with that feeling of, man, like, this dude is special. This person is special. This woman is special. They are special. Everybody's capable of doing this shit. Well, I mean, there's a lot of artists that have done this and given me that sensation. And when I come across them, like Gang and you know, even Noname, like I'm just like, man, this shit is. I have to tell this to everybody. I have to shout this from the mountaintop. It's mountaintop for me from now on. Like, you DJing tonight, and you were like, "Hey, I'm running late because I got to put this 1Alkebulan album on."
I fucked up all my shit because I was like, I'm going to play Jungle Boy tonight, and I'm either gonna clear out the dance floor, or like 10 people are gonna come up to me after and be like, "Yo, what's that one joint you playing?"
I would like to see Jet just get really transgressive and just be like, play, and then just walk away, come back,
just play
20 minutes later,
album.
like, y'all feel that? Great mixing, right? Like, we get
60-minute set. I'll play the album 3 times.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I think it'll go over well, actually. Shoot, we'll be outside. But yeah, I don't know how much more I have to say about this album. It is 20 minutes. I think we're probably talking, getting towards
the music
that
really
same
speaks
amount.
for itself anyway. Favorite tracks, all of them except maybe Stardoll.
That's what I was gonna say. That's the one that I wasn't necessarily rocking with. I won't say I don't like it, but I like it least of all.
It's cool, but it was also kind of like a palate cleanser for the rest of the record for me. It was like the moment where like the intensity dialed back a little bit, and I just kind of like took in the lyrics and then went back, you know, into the kind of full intensity of it. I want to give a shout out to Nappy Nappa as well, just because of a strange coincidence that took place maybe 2 days ago. Psychedelic Ensemble, friend of the show, produced the incredible Mary Sue album, came out last year, hit me up and was like, hey, like, I just wanted to show my appreciation to the show. Here's a download link for the upcoming album by Psychedelic Ensemble and Nappy Nappa under the project name Psych Na. We'll be talking about that when it drops too, so look forward to that.
Okay. Dang, I don't be paying attention.
We got.
You just got the email?
Yeah, I sent it. I mean, I sent it to the Secret House email address, so like it'll be there. But yeah, expect to hear about that too. Shouts out Nappy Nappa. Shouts out Psychedelic Ensemble. Yeah, I think that's all I got.
Yeah, figure it out.
Little Birdie.
Patreon's on screen right now.
We gotta say our 3 favorite songs. Do we do that?
I said all of them, but Stardoll. What you got?
Okay. I mean, I like Jungle Boy.
Yes.
Do you feel like you a Jungle Boy?
Sometimes. Depends who's saying it.
I like Jungle Boy. I like Ishtar, and I like Little Birdie.
Yeah.
Those are like the ones that. I mean, Maka Flocka starts, and I was like, okay. 3 times, like, it changes. I'm like, okay, but I mean, the whole album is really spectacular. But those are the ones that I've been like
repeatedly rocking with.
Yeah.
You said you were outside your house just like blasting that shit and not wanting to go inside.
Yeah, I stayed out. I was outside for about 3 hours drinking by myself over here, just listening to this album over and over again, and aggressively dancing to myself, and you know, Japanese people looking all around at me like this guy might be a problem.
It's dope.
Yeah, but you know, I am. Stay dangerous.
I'm saying Little Birdie. Yeah. I'm saying Little Birdie, that's the shit. Real changed up.
Also, I've been a Little Birdie all morning.
Magnolia Shorty.
Magnolia Shorty
was a little rhythm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Maka Flocka, Jungle Boy, JT Matthews, mwahaha.
Yeah, get with this.
Yeah.
All right, Patreon's actually on screen now.
Witness to change. Time for you, it ain't time for me.
We did it again. Done it.